Hello, I'm Steven Spielberg, and I'd like to welcome you to the E.T. adventure. Now today, we're going to cast you as actors in some scenes inspired by my film, E.T. And as your director, I'd like to tell you a little bit about our story and your role in it. So if we could roll the film, please.
E.T. Adventure is the last remaining opening day ride at Universal Studios Florida, and one of the few rides that actually worked on opening day. For nearly 3 decades, this classic dark ride has been delighting guests with the sensation of flying, while also bewildering us with its colorful conclusion on the green planet. Here are 10 out-of-this-world facts about E.T. Adventure.
It's a sweet journey. The ride's a sweet journey.
I like the transition between this world and E.T.'s world.
E.T. is like the Wizard of Oz.
We are shown a brief pre-show video before entering the interior section of the queue. This show has gone through several changes over the years. In the original version of the attraction, we were there as background actors for a new E.T. film, and Steven Spielberg gives us instructions from a screening room.
Steven.
Oh, hi, E.T. Yeah, I almost forgot, thanks. This is what we call a closed set, so you'll need this special pass to enter.
The show was updated soon after to give the ride a more adventurous feel, with Mr. Spielberg addressing us from the forest and explaining how we're going to help bring E.T. home to save his planet.
I'm Steven Spielberg, and welcome to the E.T. adventure. E.T., as you know, was marooned here on Earth 3 million light years from home.
In 2002, for the film's 20th anniversary, a third version was shot. This iteration includes footage of what E.T.'s friends look like, presumably so children won't be frightened of them later on the ride. While Mr. Spielberg's footage was updated, they did not reshoot E.T.'s, leading to some not-so-subtle stitching of the two shots together. When looking for a sponsor for this attraction, a phone company seemed like the obvious choice. Aside from Reese's Pieces, of course.
E.T. Phone Home.
The ride was sponsored by AT&T, who also hosted another nearby attraction at the park named AT&T at the Movies, featuring an upcoming technology showcase. One of the technologies that the company was working on at the time was text-to-speech, a feature where E.T. says your name was incorporated into the ride's ending using this technology, but was implemented by Burkett Engineering. One of the standout features for the queue of E.T. Adventure has got to be the smell. Sure, the giant redwoods and movie set quality theming is top-notch, but everyone remembers the smell of this forest. Countless have attempted to recreate this nostalgic scent on their own, and you can even purchase them online. According to Wikipedia, Universal uses a pine fresh scent created by the scent marketing company Scent Air, although some claim that the interior of the building is so saturated with the scent that it hasn't been pumped in years. Some of the theming for the interior queue also includes a recreation of one of the most iconic props seen in the film. The communication device E.T. constructed to phone home can be found in the forest, including the Speak and Spell, with the letters H-E-L-P, E-T, that light up one by one. If you're lucky, you may be able to spot E.T.'s glowing red heart as he runs through the forest, away from the NASA officials in spacesuits. And if you really keep your eyes peeled, you can find an animatronic rabbit hiding in the bushes, a nod to one of the shots in the film's opening scene. When the ride first debuted, you had your choice of ride vehicle from 2 different options. The main mode of transport was still the groups of bikes, but back then you can also choose to ride in a spaceship. The main purpose for the ships is that they were the only ADA accessible vehicles for the ride, but later wheelchair accessibility and benches were added to some of the bike vehicles. Guests would request the bikes and hold up the line when the spaceships were available, and there were complaints that it was hard to see through them. Even though the spaceships are long gone, when Botanicus, E.T.'s teacher, appears, he still asks us to bring E.T. home on a spaceship or carry him on your bikes.
Bring him in a spaceship or carry him on your bikes.
E.T. Adventure uses a suspended ride system, where riders are seated in open-air gondolas. There are 3 rows of 4 for a total of 12 riders. The track and some of the ride systems were installed by Dynamic Attractions, who have installed ride systems for many other Universal attractions, including The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man and Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. The ride system for E.T. allows for a somewhat thrilling ride, with sharp turns and a little swaying of the ride vehicles, while remaining safe enough for younger children. During the ride, E.T. will rise up in the basket mounted to the front center bike.
Wait, they got E.T.
Families can even request this special seat for their child before boarding. In a scene not unlike one from Peter Pan's flight at Disney parks, we soar over a city below. Forced perspective makes it feel like we're climbing higher and higher as the buildings become smaller and smaller while we travel further along. If you look closely below, and are lucky enough to be seated on the left-hand side, you can see moving cars, a football stadium, and 2 baseball fields.
Fly home.
Before the scene ends, we see bike silhouettes as we cross in front of the moon, recreating the famous moment from the film. The music swelling in the background is from John Williams, composer of the original film, who created a special arrangement specifically for the attraction. Sally Dark Rides created almost 300 animated characters and out-of-this-world plants for the ride. Some of the production design for the Green Planet's environments and characters were inspired by a book from 1985 called E.T. The Book of the Green Planet by William Kotzwinkle. This novel was a sequel to the original film and gives us a glimpse into the world E.T. calls home. Things that made it directly from the book to the ride include the character of Botanicus, the idea that many of the inhabitants of the Green Planet are plants themselves, and even E.T.'s gourd-shaped home was inspired by the book. The crazy designs on this part of the ride start to make a little more sense once you see the art from the children's editions of this nearly forgotten book. E.T. has one last surprise for everyone before the ride ends, a personalized goodbye.
Oh my gosh, here it is. Please say it.
Goodbye, green friend.
Earlier in the queue, we were assigned an interplanetary passport with a barcode that corresponds to the name we gave a team member.
You will need an interplanetary passport.
When the attraction first opened, and we were actors for a new movie, the barcode cards were themed as our passes to enter the closed set, and they were handed out by stagehands.
Please give your first name to one of the stagehands, and he'll give you a pass.
In 2014, the voice system was completely overhauled with updated technology, and E.T. can now say over 20,000 different names. Since the park opened in 1990, guests could create a magical memory with E.T. at the ride's exit gift shop, E.T. Toy Closet. In addition to adorable plush and souvenirs you can purchase, this shop has always offered 2 photo ops. You can get your photo on a bike with E.T., which used to have a physical backdrop but switched to green screen in later years so it looks like you're really flying. Or you can get a photo with E.T. in his closet, surrounded by toys, just like in the film. E.T. Adventure was added to Universal Parks in Hollywood and Japan, but both of those locations have since closed, leaving the original in Orlando as the sole remaining version. Families have been creating happy memories on the E.T. Adventure ride for nearly 30 years. We can only hope that Universal Studios Florida never closes this magical attraction, so we can keep creating memories for years to come.
I'll be right here.
That's all for now, but to bring the magic of E.T. Adventure home, check out etscent.com and use promo code PARKSTOP to save 15% off your order. I've tried all of the candles claiming to smell like the ETQ, but I swear this is the only one that gets it right. Try it yourself, and be sure to subscribe for more theme park videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
I know, it's about time for you to be on the set. But any final direction for your co-stars, E.T.?
Be good, actors.